Hey everybody, zjayfi here. Just wanted to do a video on the status of status effects, which are in an interesting place right now, mostly because a build like this uh, is neither really good nor really bad. It's in an odd place because we've never really been in a situation like this before. Usually everything in the game is either overpowered, way overpowered, or it's completely useless. Now, the weird thing about these status effect builds is that some of the status effects have been nerfed, like Blinder, Jammer Pulse. The cooldowns have been extended on them. On the other hand, you could use something like this with 3-piece Hardwired and get them back right away. And so there's a lot of interesting options that you can do. What's throwing it all out of balance is the fact that you no longer need to run DPS as a team. DPS is completely unnecessary if you're just running heroic missions, legendary missions, that sort of thing. If you're grinding level 4 control points, you may find yourself on a team of 4 people, if you're matchmaking, say, and all of them are running this build, which is, in my case, 3-piece Hardwired, 2-piece Hana, 1-piece Wyvern. Some people like to run it with 3-piece Murakami. There's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, if I'm running this build, I do not need the enemies to be status affected. And so what ends up happening is whoever is running this build is not doing a whole lot of damage, but they're not helping me out either, because I don't even have to poke my head up. If I'm running this, I could literally just sit in cover and let the skills do all the work. I don't care if you riot foamed them. I don't care if they're blind. I don't care if they're jammed. I don't care if they are confused. I don't care if they're shocked. I don't care if they're disoriented. There's like no status effect that could benefit this build, because this build is such a refined killing machine that literally all I have to do is poke my head up to shoot long enough to keep in sync procced, and I'd be good. I also have perfect combined arms, but even that's not necessary. You could put tech support in there. I'd only have to shoot and hit one enemy every 5 seconds, and that's it. Other than that, all I have to do is stay in cover. And since the skills pull the aggro, the turret and the drone pull the aggro for the NPCs for me, there's absolutely no reason I need status effects. The enemies aren't going to attack me anyway. They're going to attack my skills. So status effects do absolutely nothing for me. I was over here playing around, and you'll note that mine is a little bit funky. A lot of people like to use the backpack differently. They like to use the backpack with this. Some people use a different chest piece. The reason I have it set up this way is so that your status effects spread on kill to all enemies within 15 meters. But if you put Creeping Death in here, they also apply on application. And with the Vile Mask, that's good. So I start getting my damage right away. It spreads to everyone within the entire team, not only on death, but also on application. So I get to double dip off my Vile Mask. Say somebody stumbles into the area where a guy's dying, I'm going to get it. Say somebody is within the area where I first apply it, I'm going to get it right there on application and on death, right? So I'm getting the additional spread there. With Perfect Perpetuation, I'm supposed to get 50% status effect damage and duration. I've never been able to really tell. I would say it's closer to 25%. They say it's 50%. I definitely don't notice that the effect is doubled if by some miracle I even do manage to hit someone in the head with this and then immediately within 8 seconds blind them or riot foam them or whatever skill I'm running at the time. I have riot foam and blinder in there, but you can use anything with this. Shock traps, burn skills. It's a lot of fun with burn skills, actually. Bleed skills, whatever it may be. Jammer pulse, confuse pulse. However you have it set up, it's fine. Here's the problem though. Whoops, I've got it on easy. Let's talk about it on very hard. Oops, yeah, we want to proc our Perfect Perpetuation. Alright, yay. Everybody's riot foamed in place. Everybody's gonna go blind. I still don't have jack shit for weapon damage. I mean, nothing. Plus, I'm so busy riot foaming, I hardly even have time to shoot the weapons if I'm actually running my skills properly, right? Look at the time to kill. It's extreme. So, if I'm playing on a team of people who all have hardwired builds. Oops, I forgot to aim the thing. This is not going to do me a whole lot of good. The time to kill is incredibly long. I'm not really helping the team out a whole bunch with this. Damn it, I keep forgetting to aim the thing. 85 seconds. 85 seconds to kill that whole thing, right? That's a minute and 25 seconds. Now, if I'm running this, I don't care. I don't care if they're status affected or not. It's not going to hurt me in any way, shape, or form. Whether they're status affected, not status affected, don't matter. Status affected, make absolutely no difference to me. Look at that time to kill. 22 seconds. In 22 seconds, I was able to do what it took that other player 85 seconds to do. And once again, it's not going to make any difference to me whether these people are status affected, blinded, confused. There's no status effect that I could possibly need. So my contention is this: if you're running a legendary, let's say, and there's 3 people running this build, and you're running status effects, you're not really doing much for the team. All you're really doing is slowing the whole process down, because if we had 4 of these, we could absolutely just smoke our way through it with no problems at all. Same thing, like let's say you're matchmaking. You run into a group of randos. If 3 of them are running this build and you're pouring through with status effects, it's really, 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 well, I shouldn't say it's really hindering them, because it doesn't hurt the team in any way. But at the same time, you're scaling the group up, right? It's scaled for 4 now instead of scaled for 3. So the other 3 guys it's going to take them that much longer to clear out every area, and they're going to have to do that much more damage and be exposed for that much longer. So it's going to be a much longer process because you're running status effects that team doesn't need anyway. So that's just something that I thought people should be aware of. We're going to go ahead and flip over now to some footage of me running this build, and I'll say a few more thoughts about it. Yeah, so I'm here clearing out the No Hope Hotel, and as you can see, we're just absolutely tearing apart these gold bar enemies. There is no need for any of these enemies to be status affected at all. It would be totally unnecessary. And this is the most effective way to clear heroic and legendary missions right now. The main benefit to a status effect build is that it makes it so that the enemies can't fight back against you. I already have that problem solved running this build because they're aggro in that turret right there. They're aggro in that striker drone, not me. So I'm able to kill all these guys in a spectacularly low rate of time because they're not even interested in me. This has its own status effect. So I guess my point in making this video is be aware of your group's composition. If you're running with 3 people that are running this, and you're running the status effect build, it's actually not helping the team, it's just slowing them down, because now it's scaled for 4, and they're basically carrying you because you're just giving them status effects that they don't even need to begin with. And right now, some of the best ways in the game, well, the best way in the game to clear a legendary or to clear a heroic mission is just with 4 of these builds, just tearing your way through. Now, if you're running 3 DPS, obviously status effects are a major boon to the team, because then that team is, or that team has a way to stop those DPS players from being absolutely destroyed. And that's a big problem with DPS, is that a lot of times you'll be shot down while you're trying to work an NPC, because they hit really, really hard, and DPS is a really, really lean build. Now I also am running glass cannon just like a DPS player would. The only thing is I don't catch aggro the way a DPS player would, and that's why status effects become unnecessary here. So I guess I would just want everybody to be aware of that if you're running status effects trying to boost a team of these builds, you're really not doing all that much for them. As a matter of fact, you're kind of making yourself a little bit heavy for them to carry, probably, because, well, you saw the time to kill. It's going to take you four times as long to kill an enemy, and it's really not going to have any benefit for my build at all, for this build. And a lot of people run this build right now. This is absolute meta in the game right now. There's no easier way to clear the hard content than to run this build. So that's it. I just wanted to point out a few things that are interesting about status effects right now. They are, first off, 100% unnecessary. But they are also really, really fun. So I'm not trying to discourage anybody from running a status effect build. I love status effect builds. It's an absolute joy to set everybody in the room on fire. It's a joy to riot foam the heavy and watch him not be able to do anything as we just clean his clock. Absolutely, it's a great time. But if you're on a team of all skill damage players, you're actually just slowing them down, and you'd probably be better off just going ahead with skill damage. So thanks a lot for watching. Y'all have a great day.